Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
All right. Hey guys, welcome back to our show. I'm your host, John Harcar, and I'm here today with Joy Steidl. And what we're going to talk about, besides Joy's journey in business and real estate, is we're going to talk about a pretty cool sounding new platform that she has, and it's called Easy Real Estate Platform. Definitely gonna help a lot of agents, from what I heard, and investors. Remember, guys, at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, really all real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their business. We provide the tools, the community, the resources to scale your business the way you want to, in turn, scale to the life that you want. So, Joy, welcome to our show.
Thanks so much for having me. Really excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm curious to learn more about the new platform. I always like all the new tech things that come out anyway to make our life easier. But before we jump into all that, why don't you tell our audience a little bit about you, kind of your background in business, your journey in real estate, and kind of what brought you up to today?
Absolutely. So I have been in the real estate business for about 9 years now. Prior to that, I did all kinds of things. I started out my career as an engineer of all things. I have a degree in physics, so I was a system engineer for Motorola for many years.
Wow.
But really was not suited for that job. I didn't like sitting in a cube writing code. I liked intermixing with people. So I transitioned more towards a sales role. So I did outside business to business sales for many, many years. But really enjoyed helping people, really enjoyed getting to know people. So that kind of helped me transition. Always have had a passion for real estate. And so about 9 years ago, I decided to get my license. I'm located in the Nashville, Tennessee area. So been working here successfully for about 8 or 9 years. And done some investing myself, had some fix and flips. Done some buy and holds. I've done some Airbnb properties. So I've worked with, regular clients, helping them buy and sell, but I've also put the investor hat on and worn that as well. So
awesome. Okay. If you've ever watched any of my podcasts, I like to go backwards. I think there's a lot of story in the journey, but I also like to find out this one thing because I have a little poll in my head if people say a certain answer. When you were, growing up in your life, right, prior to you being an engineer in physics, I mean, that's a far stretch from the other side of real estate. But in your life, as you grew up, I mean, was there any influence, any exposure to real estate? Maybe a realtor family member, maybe a buy and hold uncle, a friend that flipped a house or something like that?
Absolutely, yeah. So my father was actually a land developer out in Colorado. He purchased with his friend one side of the mountain, and then his friend purchased the other. His friend ended up in a little place called Aspen, and so did really, really well for him, and he ended up in a smaller town on the other side of the mountain called a little town called Buena Vista. So one became very, very successful. My father was a successful land developer, but one developed a whole ski area, and he just developed some nice homes. So,
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
so
Wow, so he could have got the other side of the mountain for all they know. I mean,
Right.
did they coin flip it, or how did they choose who gets what?
I don't know. I don't know
okay.
the exact whole story, but it was kind of an interesting. But yeah, he kind of helped my passion for just real estate and kind of the whole business. I really love the business side of it, and just being able to open that space, create something from nothing. And so it's just it's a really unique experience, but I would say that played into my love for the business as well.
Okay. Yeah, I usually get something like that. There was a family member, or I read that purple book. Those are, by 60%, I think, is where it's ticking on the lead for the purple book. But I just like to find out because I'm always curious about where that seed was planted. So you go to school for physics and engineering. That's not your gig. You don't want to write code. You want to talk to people. You get into sales. And then you go into, I guess that's a natural thing for real estate is being an agent. What was some of the hurdles, the challenges when you first kind of started getting out there and actively doing real estate?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, when I got into it, of course, it seems very glamorous and that, I get to see homes, and you get the very surface level part of it. And I don't think anyone really prepares you for just the actual business and the marketing and the day-to-day sales part of it. So I had done
follow-up
sales. Yes. But, and you just sort of think things will come. And of course, when you actually get into real estate, you realize that is absolutely not the case, that it is a grind. It is a hustle business that you have to be in every day wearing 500 different hats, marketing, advertising, client relations, follow-up, communication, business, and all that's involved in every kind of transaction in the real estate industry. So it's a lot, but I also found that very exciting. I'm a person who likes challenge. I like to, and I like to marry that with really helping people.
Yeah.
So I think that ended up suiting me really, really well, and I found good success.
Well, that's good. You found your lane. So what prompted you to flip some houses? Did you just find a couple that were like, hey man, this is too good of a deal to pass up. I could flip this and make some extra money.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's exactly kind of what happened. Just ran into a couple of deals where the seller was in a position that really, really needed to get sold, and it was in an area that I was really familiar with, and so I was like, hey, this is right in my neighborhood. I would love the opportunity to try and see my hand at doing that. I knew a couple of people that were in the fix and flip business, had some friends that were contractors, so was able to partner up with them, and we did a couple of flips, had some good success with those. Of course, you always have the ones that are difficult too. You can never have everything easy in this business, for sure.
Yeah.
So, it's great. It was a really, really good learning experience throughout the process. Same thing with some of the buy and holds and putting on the landlord hat. That's a whole different, game in its own.
Sure.
Doing Airbnbs. So, but it's all been really, really good. I love to gain knowledge, so I love to just learn. And so anytime I can do that and get experience hands-on, I love to do that.
Awesome. Which of all the things you've done so far, like you've done the traditional, you've done the flip, you've done the buy and hold, you've done the short term, right? So what is your favorite?
I will say, I mean, I really do like fix and flips just because I'm that kind of person that likes to see the, ugly and turn it into the beautiful.
To create, yeah.
Right? Yeah. I think it is. I think it is a outflow of creation. So to take something, we've gotten some pretty scary houses, and then just kind of seeing that whole process again. It's it's not the HD TV version where it takes 30 minutes and it's all the ugly in between, but it is gratifying at the end to see where it started and then see where it ends up.
Of all the different things, what do you think have been some of the biggest lessons you've learned? Maybe over encompassing all of them, or maybe in specific ones, like do this extra due diligence, or what are some of the things you picked up?
I would say,
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
making sure that you have good processes in place and planning, and kind of the fact that they always say the devil's in the details, but that's very, very true in most situations, not only in real estate, but in investing as well, that you have to obviously continue and again learn, but really delve in and expand your knowledge, but be able to do that in a way where you're keeping track of those details.
Okay. Very cool. Well, before we segue into this new platform that you have, real quick, tell us about your business. Like, what does it look like now? What do you like heavier in? Are you heavier in the traditional or like, what are you doing?
Yeah, so I've kind of transitioned mostly to working with sellers. I transitioned that probably about a year or so ago when I started working with some investors, had some investors that particularly had cash offers that they were using. So I worked with a lot of homeowners that were in the need of cash offer situations. Again, being able to provide those services that people are really in need, either financially or the home is in need. And again, that's just, I feel like a needed service. And so I kind of got in that niche a little bit. I've always continued to still do regular listings. I've done I am luxury certified, so I've done some luxury listings as well. But I tend to work more towards the seller side, and that's kind of one of the reasons how I found out about the Easy platform is because it's mainly geared towards sellers. But I think the difference in today's market has just been, the last few years have been just a big roller coaster for a lot of different reasons. Obviously, a lot of the lawsuits and all of the things that are involved, and so I've really been kind of concentrating on how to really focus my business to help clients succeed throughout all situations. And
Awesome.
That's kind of what led me to the Easy platform and how that really can help everyone in the real estate business, whether investors, whether it's agents, or whether it's buyers or sellers or buyers agents. It kind of helps everybody. So
Okay, well, perfect segue. Let's talk about that. I mean, what is the biggest need that this platform solves?
I think it has probably maybe three main components to it. The first is that it is transparent. So that's been a big deal, especially recently, with all of the regulations and all of the changes, is that what the platform offers is full and utter transparency. So it's similar to somewhat like an eBay in a way that it is a platform where clients can list their home on, and when they do that, they get the choice to choose what commission they pay. So they can even pay as little as 0% commission, but they get to structure that. So again, it follows the new regulations and really actually allowing the seller to make that choice.
Okay.
Right? It's never, oh, well, we suggest you make the 3% or it's this percent. They literally get to make that choice on how much they get to pay.
So
And
was
then-
this stemmed out of that NAR ruling?
So it existed prior to that.
Oh, okay.
And so it was really, really helpful in situations like in 2020 when we had multiple offers, 30, 40 offers on a property.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
This was great for those buyers and those buyers agents because it's fully transparent. So someone can go online and make an offer on a property, and they can see right then and there in black and white what that offer is. So if I'm going to offer $300,000 for a property, I put my offer in at $300,000, and then someone puts in an offer for $310,000. I see that right then and there. I then now have the choice as the buyer to say, hey, do I want to increase my offer? How bad do I want this house? It's never that highest and best blind. That's a kind of no-win situation for everyone. The seller, you would think that that's a win for the seller, but in the end it's not, because they don't know. They could have gotten more.
Yeah.
Someone might have been more willing to pay for that property if they had the opportunity. The buying agent has no idea. They're going in blind, like, hey, let's do this trick or this trick to try and win this house, but we really have no idea where we're at. And of course the buyers are blind as well. They're like, well, if I could have paid $3,000 more for that house, I absolutely would have, but I had no idea that was an option. So this again solves that problem. It's completely transparent, and so the buyer, if they want to increase their bid, they absolutely can do that.
Okay, so as an investor, right, if I'm going on there and I'm looking to buy a property, that same kind of premise, you're just being able to see what you're bidding against, in a sense, as opposed to, like, if I have the highest and best and I throw out my highest of $350, but I'm willing to pay $355, right, but I don't know that someone's paying $352.
Right.
This now tells me this person's paying $352, make that $355 offer, so okay. That makes kind of sense.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. And the great thing is, too, that it's somewhat like an auction, but it's not an auction. And
I was going to ask, is it like an auction site?
Yeah, it's distinct in that it isn't an auction, and the main reason why is because the seller still maintains control. So the seller can accept, they can reject, or they can negotiate any offer at any time.
Okay.
So that's what differentiates it from an auction.
Got it.
It's not an auction where it's the highest bid wins the day.
Right.
That seller can, hey, even if it's the highest bid, maybe those contingencies are not what they're looking for, and maybe it's the second offer that has the better contingencies, and they can accept that offer. So again, the agent still is there doing their job and negotiating, but this again just allows us to have that complete transparency for all involved. So that's the main component. And the second component is that this is just a really amazing way for a listing agent to drive as much traffic to a property as possible. So most times we are listing the property below market value in order to kind of create that sense of urgency. So these are great values for buyers and buyers agents. But we're also, again, that gets everybody's attention, and we have mega open houses to feature the properties. And again, it's really that kind of tornado effect that just funnels everything in to that property. And that's basically my goal as an agent, correct? When people hire me,
right.
It's my job to market the property to the best of my ability. And I feel like this platform fills that perfectly.
Perfect. Do you see this as kind of being a trend here and towards the future of more of these online platforms, more transparency, especially like I said with the NAR ruling, all these things starting to be kind of more of the norm now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's kind of a disruptor and a game changer because it allows for quicker sell times. So most times when I'm listing a property on the platform, we're able to get it under contract in less than 30 days. Whereas especially right now, where kind of most of the nation has transitioned into more of a buyer's market. So things are sitting 30, 60, 90 days on the market. And this allows us, because we're funneling so much activity where it's needed, which is the very first time on the market. When those first 2 weeks on the market are key.
Right.
And this allows us to really funnel that activity. We see, we've had many open houses where we have 100+ buyers at the open house. So again, just numbers, more buyers equals more offers equals more money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have to have a real estate license to list a property on there? So let's say I'm a flipper and I go flip my property. Do I have to have a license to put it up?
You do. And that's kind of the point, is we do have we really work with agents that want to learn. And so we have a pretty rigorous training program. So if agents are interested, they can definitely contact us and see if they want to get trained and learn more about the platform. But we have a certification program that they have to go through, some training, so that they know how to utilize the platform to the best of the platform's ability, so it functions the way it should for their clients.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So it would be either myself learning how to do it and getting certified, or finding a certified person to do that for me.
Yeah. So
Got
for
it.
investors, you would work with a certified easy master. We call them master agents because they've taken the master training. But it is a great option for investors as well, because for one, it allows you to have a quicker turnaround time. And as you know, with investors, time is money. So if I can get a house turned around, I can reuse that capital somewhere else. And then the main key part about the platform is we utilize what's called the buyer premium. So that's similar in an auction, right? Is when you come to an auction, you have a buyer's premium that they pay. And again, that's where the commission flexibility comes in, is the seller can choose what commission they want to pay, and that is transferred to a buyer's premium. But with an investors, they can also use that buyer's premium, and they can use it kind of as a buffer sometimes for them to make sure that they have the right profit margin that they need.
Very interesting.
For a property. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. I love it. How do people get a hold and find out? How do people get in touch with you to find out about it? Maybe get a demo if possible, or just learn more?
Yeah, absolutely. So the best way is to go to the platform itself. It's called easyrealestateplatform.com. And they can also contact me directly at housesbyjoy@gmail.com. They can do that, or they can go to my website, which is housesbyjoy.com.
Sweet.
But the platform itself is the best way. That way, I always encourage them to go on the platform, kind of take a look around. There's tons of about pages, and there's lots of reviews. We've sold we've saved sellers about $5 million so far in the last few years utilizing the platform. So,
how many investors do you have using it?
We have quite a few. Yeah, we actually have a whole investor unit within the site as well. So we have a number of different owners. The founder, Robert Clymer, was an innovator, and he basically assembled a team together. So he has investors, and he has marketers, and he has business people and agents as well, and kind of just assembled a team to basically make the platform as user-friendly and as agent and real estate friendly. His whole goal was to re-energize the real estate space and make it a friendly environment, not only for clients, but also for investors. So we actually do have a cash offer program. We have a novation program.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking. We should have got into this part a little bit earlier. I didn't know about all that.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's kind of the whole point. It's a full service platform. So I love it because as an agent, I can go to my seller on a listing appointment, and I have a solution for any problem that they have. If they need a cash offer, I have them. If they need a quick close, I have that too. If they want to maximize profit, if they want to have a shorter period of time on market, I have a solution for that too. And again, if the platform doesn't necessarily meet their needs, I can absolutely list it traditionally as well. So.
And then can any buyer get access to the platform to look at properties?
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can go on there and see all of their properties that are currently up there right now. In order to make a bid, you just have to send in your pre-approval letter to let them know that you're available or able to bid on that whatever home it happens to be according to the the offer price. And then you sign the easy addendum, which definitely spells out so clearly exactly what the buyer's premium is. So when they're making that offer, they know exactly what they're paying and what the premium is, and so they know the end result.
So awesome. Thank you so much for sharing all this. It sounds like a pretty cool system, guys. If you're out there listening and you want to learn more, something she said resonated with you, please reach out. We'll put all the contact information in the show notes. Joy, thank you again. Great conversation, great product. And everybody at home, we will see you on the next one. Cheers.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.